Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, 2023. We're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. You, my friends, are watching the Ramonepreston show. If you're coming on, joining us live, do me a quick favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know that your boy, Ramonepreston, my squad, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today, we're going to continue this conversation about when is it time to pivot in your business, or when is it time to pivot in your business? Which, by the way, I want y'all to understand something if you're watching this show live or whenever you're watching this show. When I be sharing this information with y'all about business, entrepreneurship, about strategies to get you free, I want you to understand that this information is the same information that I provide to clients that pay me thousands of dollars to consult them. This is the same information that those who are in my mentorship program receive, students who are on our university training platform receive. So this ain't no fly-by-night information. This is stuff that I use every day in my life and business, and we've got so many countless people who use it in their lives and business. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about when is it time to pivot in business. I talked about it a little bit Friday in our last show. If you missed the show, you can always go back, rewatch the videos. We keep these shows in our library on YouTube. I think it's on Facebook too, but definitely on YouTube. So for all of you that are trying to figure out, like, what type of moves do I need to be making right now? What do I need to be doing? If you're not making the money that you want to make, if you ain't able to do the things that you want to do as an entrepreneur yet, what you are saying, even if you're not saying it, what you're saying is, I need to pivot, okay? Pivoting in business is important to the success of your business, okay? So let me explain to you what my definition of pivoting in business is. When you are pivoting in business, you are essentially changing certain aspects of your business only when you see that your business is not meeting the needs of the marketplace. So in other words, when your business is not making no money, when you cannot see an increase in revenue, that means you as an entrepreneur have to make the decision to pivot in business, or in other words, change certain aspects of your business. Because there's no other way around this. If you and I, as entrepreneurs and small business owners, if we ain't making no money in our business, we cannot meet the needs of the marketplace. There's no way you're making money in business and not meeting the needs of the marketplace, because that money got to come from somewhere. And if the money that your business is making is only coming from loans that you get, credit cards you got, lines of credit, or other sources of funding, if that's where your money is coming from, then you're really not generating real revenue in business, and you're not meeting the needs of the marketplace. So that's why I always like to tell entrepreneurs, the way you gauge the success of your business is not by what you think is success. The way you gauge the success of your business is by how much money are you making, and if that money is actually meeting the needs of the marketplace. Now, I'm using the word needs, but that word can also be wants. Because everybody that buys something from you, it's not that they need it. Sometimes people buy stuff from you just because they want it. And that's a good thing either way. But whether it's a need that you're meeting in the marketplace from selling a product or service, or whether it's a want or a desire that you're fulfilling for somebody in the marketplace, the most important part about this is that you're making money. So when it comes to pivoting in business, you're pivoting in business because you understand, you are clear that you are not meeting the needs of the marketplace and you have to change certain aspects of your business, okay? So I've been having this conversation for the past couple weeks with a lot of people, and one of the reasons why I'm having this conversation with a lot of people because we're starting to see how real entrepreneurship is. It's getting real out here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are starting to feel the pain and the pinch of entrepreneurship and business ownership because they think, oh, people ain't spending money no more. Oh, it's the holiday season. Everything's slowing down. Oh, we in a recession. All that stuff might be true, but it doesn't have to apply to you. You can still make the decision to pivot outside of that stuff and say, you know what? I don't care what the economy is doing. I don't care what people are accepting and not accepting concerning the economics and politics in the world. I don't care what time of the year it is. I'm going to pivot, meaning that I'm going to change certain aspects of my business to figure out new creative ways to meet the needs and to fulfill the desires of the people that I want to do business with. So again, this question is a very critical question because I've had people ask me this question probably a couple hundred times. When do I need to pivot? Or when should I give up? Or when should I move to something else? It's the same question. In other words, when is it time for me to pivot? Guess what? You should always be pivoting in your business. So if you want to know the answer to that question, Ramon, when should I pivot? When is it time for me to pivot? This is the time. And I don't know if you have that particular time on your watch or your clock, but if you look at your watch and your clock, you should see that time always. That time is always, always. There's no specific time of the year. There's no specific time of the month, of the week, of a day that you should not be pivoting. You should be pivoting every day, every week, every month, every year. Okay? Like, for example, today is Tuesday, November the 14th. We come to the office this morning. We sit down. We do what we do every day. We have a little meeting. We start talking about what we need to do for the rest of this year. And guess what's on our mind? Pivot. What are we going to pivot into? That's what we're talking about. What we going to pivot into? And over here, what are we going to pivot out of? That's what we're thinking about because we want to make sure that we are always doing something as a business to meet the needs of the marketplace, because the more we meet the needs, the more we fulfill the desires, the more we solve people's problems, the more money we're going to make. I hope what I'm saying to y'all makes sense. And I'm going to keep having this conversation. I'm having it with clients every day. I'm having it with my mentees and my coaching program. I'm having it with students when I get a chance to talk to them. I'm having it with you as a member of our community. I love you. I want you to win and succeed. But what I also know is you got to start getting flexible. You can't be romanticized and stuck with all these ideas that might not be making you no money. Okay? So one of my team members was just telling me about somebody who had been studying and researching and doing all this stuff, and they still haven't pulled the trigger on getting certain things in their business done. Meaning that they know they're supposed to pivot, but they ain't pivot yet. Okay? So again, we're gonna look at pivoting, okay? Pivoting in business. Pivoting in business, we're gonna look at this as changing, okay? Changing aspects of your business. That's what we're going to look at pivoting as, okay? If you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. Every day, you should always look for ways to pivot. This is something you got to do every day. So every day you wake up and you thinking about your business, you think about selling stuff, you think about taking it to the next level. Every day you should always add to your thoughts, how can I pivot in business? And if you start thinking about that, you also need to be thinking about, how can I change certain aspects of my business? All right. Now, if you are always thinking about pivoting in business, let's say every day, if you're always thinking about changing certain aspects of your business, all right, you need to make sure that whatever the pivot is, whatever the change is that you're making in certain aspects of your business, you need to make sure that those pivots, you got to make sure that those changes are meeting the needs of the marketplace. Now, this is not as easy as it sounds. Again, you got to make sure that if you're always pivoting, meaning that you're always changing, it is your responsibility to make sure that whatever you do as a pivot or as a change is meeting the needs of the marketplace. This is not the easiest thing to do. Why is this not the easiest thing to do? Because in order for you to change certain aspects of your business to meet the needs of the marketplace, you got to start thinking like people in the marketplace. This is hard for an entrepreneur to do. Because if you got something that you selling, you probably so convinced that this is the thing, that this is the way you going to get rich. This is the way you going to make it. But does the marketplace feel like that? You get what I'm saying? See, I changed so many things in my business. And the reason why I'm so used to changing, now, I'm not saying you need to be, unstable. I'm not saying you need to be inconsistent. Okay? Because pivoting should not be used as an excuse to be unstable and to be inconsistent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you have a business and you have products or services that you offer. If those products and services are not meeting the needs of the marketplace, the way you know that they're not meeting the needs of the marketplace is that you're not making any money or you're not making enough money. And again, if your products and services are not need-based, they might be want-based, meaning that in order for somebody to buy it, they just got to want it. They might not need it, okay? So everything that you might think somebody needs might not be a real need. Like, for example, I sell educational products. I sell coaching and consulting services. So I have products, I have programs, I have services. These are all educational, intellectual support for entrepreneurs and business owners, right? I might think as an entrepreneur, everybody needs this, but everybody might not think that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just because I feel like everybody needs to be educated about business, everybody needs a coach, everybody needs to go to workshops, and everybody needs to learn how to engineer a business and run their business and implement strategies and integrate systems and processes. I can use all that jargon. It doesn't mean I'm going to make money in my business. What it means is I'm convinced that people need it, but people are not convinced that they need it. So is it my responsibility to change that? Or should I just wait for people to come around and feel like they need it? I can't do that Because if I do that, I'm going to be out of business. So it's my responsibility to look at my business and see how can I change certain aspects of it, pivot, so that I can give people in the marketplace more of a reason to do business with me, whether they need my products and services, want my products and services, watch this, or whether they don't even know if they need or want it. Because sometimes people don't even know if they want it. They don't even know if they need it. I hope y'all understanding what I'm saying as a small business owner. Now, how do I pivot or change certain aspects of my business in a way to meet the needs or the wants of the marketplace, even if the people in the marketplace don't even know they want or need it? How do I do that? How are you going to do that? That doesn't mean you got to change all your products and services. It doesn't mean you got to find another business. Maybe it does mean that, okay? But what it means is, more than anything, here's what it means more than anything. It does not mean you have to change your products and services or you have to change your business. We don't know that yet because we haven't put it to the test enough. So the first thing I would tell you to do is work on pivoting, or another word for pivot is changing the way you brand yourself. Another word for branding is position. Pivot or change the way you market your business. This is about value. And change the way you sell. I'm going to put P and S for products and services. Another word for that is close. I'm walking you through a class session right now. So as I said, we cannot think people going to change just because we want them to change. We cannot think the marketplace or the economy or the banking system or the political system or society. We can't think any of those people or things are going to change to make our lives and our businesses and our finances better. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Ain't none of that finna happen, all right? So what we have to do is take responsibility and say, you know what? I, as a person, have to pivot. I got to pivot mentally. I got to pivot out of this belief that, it's going to come together. No, it don't work like that. I got to pivot out of this belief and this mindset that everybody else is the problem except me. If the government wasn't doing this, if legislators didn't do that, if the system wasn't rigged, if this, if that, stop it. Pivot out of that crap. Okay? And pivot into another level of responsibility to take control of your life and say, you know what? I'm going to create success for me and my business, for me and my family, for me and my community. I'm going to do that. And I'm willing to pivot, or in other words, I'm willing to change. The first thing I need to change is my mindset. I need to change my mindset. And again, we don't know yet if you need to change businesses. Maybe you do need to change your business. Maybe you do need to change your products and services. This is one of the reasons why I always tell people you need to create a holding company, and you need to use that holding company to brand yourself or position yourself, because if you do have a product or a service that ain't working, you can pivot out of that thing and still keep your brand and your main position intact. So I got products and services under my company right now that don't perform. They not really making me no money. Okay? But I'm not dependent upon them. I'm not stuck in them. Why? Because number one, my whole business is not built around one doggone product or one service or one idea or one operation. My business is built around or being built around a brand where as long as I show up and build around that thing, I can pivot in other areas of business with other products and services. And if they don't work, I can move on. If they do work, I can move in it. You understand what I'm saying? So the pivot or the change that you really need to make, especially right now, the way the economy is, this main pivot and change is really about you branding yourself. And again, if you follow me enough and you learn the concepts that I teach about holding companies, you should have a holding company set up. You should be using your holding company to brand yourself and to position yourself to be something beyond just a product seller or a service provider. I'm trying to give you like a cram course on this real quick, okay? All right, then you need to pivot and change how you market your business. I was just telling my wife this yesterday, and I told my staff this today, that most entrepreneurs don't brand themselves correctly. They don't brand themselves. They don't be thinking about no brand. They don't think about how to position themselves. All they think about is, oh, I got an idea. This idea is a product or a service, and then they build a business around it, and then they go out there and they scrap for like 8 months and they don't make no money, and then they shut it down and they stop doing business, and then they think like 8 years later they're gonna come back and something else gonna happen. That's not business. Those are just ideas that you coming up with. It ain't even invention. It's just ideas, okay? And then I was telling them, not only do most entrepreneurs fail at branding themselves and properly positioning themselves, most entrepreneurs fail at marketing their business. You cannot market your business today if you ain't on social media every day. You just can't. Like, how are you gonna do it? Like you will meet very few entrepreneurs will you meet that are successful who are not on social media. Most of them have to be on social media because that's where most of their marketing is done. This is where they can find people to give value to. It's a people business, people, okay? And then most entrepreneurs never sell products and services the right way. But if you want to pivot and you want to change certain aspects of your business to meet the needs of the marketplace so that you can actually make enough money and at some point make more money, this is how you pivot. You pivot in your mindset first, okay? But then you need to start pivoting in how you brand yourself, position yourself, how you market your business, bring value to people, and how you sell products and services and close. So this is gonna be tied into not just your mindset, but it's gonna have a lot to do with your skill set. Are you putting in the time to learn about branding and marketing and selling and closing? Are you familiar with the systems and processes that are needed to do these things effectively? Are you practicing this on a day-to-day basis to see what's working and what's not working? Are you testing this stuff? If you're not doing any of this, hey, whether it's me or somebody else, you need to get educated about this stuff, okay? We have courses that we could teach you these things. We have a one-year mentorship coaching program. It's called the Millionaire Mentorship. This is what I do for a living. I teach people how to engineer million-dollar enterprises. I teach people how to set up their structures and how to integrate systems and processes and how to be real business owners, because it took me a long time to figure these things out, and I had to learn them myself. I had to study, put thousands upon thousands of hours of training and personal self-development and educating myself. I had to put a lot of time and effort and sweat and blood and money and resources and relationships in and on the line to get to where I'm at. And I try to make it as easy as possible, but you still have to be willing to get it and learn it and then work it and put it to practice. But I promise you, if you want to figure out ways to make more money or make enough money, the way you do that is learning how to pivot on a day-to-day basis in your business. And the way you learn that is by pivoting or changing your mindset about this stuff and understanding that it ain't gonna just happen because you just want it to happen. Time is not gonna fix this. What you gotta do is start branding yourself the right way, positioning yourself. You gotta start marketing your business the right way, providing value, and then you have to learn how to sell. I told my coaching clients, my mentees last night on our coaching call, I told them, all of y'all need to be studying all this stuff I give y'all access to every day, because all of y'all need to become cold-blooded closers. Cold-blooded closers. You got to become killers when it comes to marketing and sales. So if what you heard today resonates with you, and you do not have the information that I'm sharing with you, you do not have courses and programs and training that helps you with this stuff, I want you to reach out to me because guess what? We're making it happen. We're making it happen. And I've already prepared my mentees who are in my mentorship program. I prepared everybody that's in my educational program that when we get to the end of this year, I'm thinking about closing this mentorship program off, meaning that we won't be accepting people the way we've accepted people. Within the last 3 years, we launched our first phase of this program to coach people 3 years ago. And for the last 3 years, we've probably had about over 100 people that came through this. It's over 100. I stopped counting at 100. I just did a recalculation like a couple months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, when we was at 100. We had passed 100 then, so I don't know how many it is. It's definitely over 100 people we've had come in through our coaching program. So I'm proud of that because we've been able to help a lot of people. We currently have, I think we might have maybe 40 people in it now, maybe more. I'm not sure. I don't even keep up with it no more. But because we're pivoting into a whole nother area of business, we're not going to be as available for this program within the next couple years the way we were the last couple years. So if you're interested in being a part of our Millionaire Mentorship program and taking at least a year to learn how to engineer $1 million company and maybe become a millionaire, or at least know what you need to do to actually become one, we have a Millionaire Mentorship program. It includes everything you need for a year to engineer $1 million enterprise, okay? It includes courses. You get access to our Millionaire Blueprint. It's an educational program. It includes workshops. We have workshops throughout the year. We have a couple boot camps that we give you access to. We have weekly coaching calls every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. We have these coaching calls. They're private calls, and we answer questions. We do deep dives, we hear success stories, and we have a real solid community. We also have our concierge service inside of our community because we want to make sure that throughout the course of any day or week, when you as a mentee in this program have questions or things that you're working on and you need help with, we want to make sure you have people you can call, text, email, or who are calling, texting, and emailing you. So if you're interested in learning more about this program, I want you to look in the comments and you'll see a number. Our concierges have put a number in the comments. You can take that number and you can text the word mentor to that number and we'll reach back out to you. We'll answer any questions you might have about how you can engineer $1 million business. Maybe you're just trying to figure out what's best for you. Maybe you've already done a few things and you're just trying to figure out what else are you missing in order to start moving forward in your business. We'll answer those questions. We'll make ourselves available. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining the show. Again, look in the comments, take the number, text the word mentor to that number so that we can help you scale your business to 6-7 figures and beyond. That's what we're supposed to do if we're calling ourselves Millionaire Mentorship programs, right? We're supposed to help you become a millionaire or help you engineer $1 million company. And we're doing it for a lot of people. I want to make sure that all of you, before you log off the social media interneter today, make sure that you visit my YouTube page. We're working on getting to 10,000 subscribers. We're about 500 away. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page. Thank you all. We love y'all. We will be back here tomorrow. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Peace, love,